My dream is to travel around the world, but not just any old way. I wanted to be independent, but I wanted to do it in a new way. So I decided to build my own house and live in it all around the world. Alright, it's real now. It's scary, but it's really cool. I just gave myself a wooden piercing. I want to do this project myself for my own enjoyment. I've always dreamed of building a house by myself and of travelling, so this project is kind of two-in-one. Pride comes into play. Building things by yourself also really boosts your self-confidence. Plus, no one's done this before. No one travels with a house. The first thing I built was Lego. Enjoy! I had no DIY experience. I was starting from nothing. I could barely build IKEA furniture. You have to scare yourself. That's the fun part. I'm hyperventilating. We're starting to paint the cladding. I'm freaking out. At the outset, it took me 2 weeks to choose the screws, the right wood, and understand why. To learn to use the drill, screw the screws in straight, understand why you have to pre-drill. It was new to me. But that's what I wanted, to learn how to make things with my hands. Here we go. We made 2 walls. Mission accomplished. The whole house was a big challenge at every stage. First, I had to learn how to cut straight. My first cut was completely crooked. I didn't think I'd be able to do it. It's nowhere near straight. It's not easy. When you finished a wall, but you realize you screwed it up royally. It's splitting! It's driving me nuts. You keep trying and you get the hang of it. Little by little, step by step, the challenges arose one after another. But it was never all that complicated. It was always worse in my head. Ultimately, the real challenge was not to get discouraged in the long run. This is today's task. Here it is, the wooden joists. So, all this in my hangar, we have to get to work. The worst surprise I got was the paint not sticking to the windows at all. That was a terrible surprise. In the end, it took 3 months to paint 7 windows. That's a record. Working on the roof. When you don't know anything, there are 3 keys to completing a project: time, patience, and motivation. I think that applies to all things. Whether you want to trek around the world or build a house by yourself, you need motivation. You have to want it. I'm actually going into my house. I've been planning for a year, redid it a month ago, and now I'm going inside. Holy shit, it's good. It's perfect. You can see the walls hold up pretty well. It has wheels. That's the point. One of the major technical challenges was making it stable. On the road, if the balance is off, it can be super dangerous. We had to make sure to keep 50 to 200 kilos on the front of the trailer to set up the interior to that end. Since it's a double axle with 2 wheels, the mathematical formula is horrendous. So everyone winged it and worked it out perfectly. I ended up with about 60 kilos up front. My parents were all in straight away. They never had any doubts, even though I was starting over and doing a lot of soul searching. Also, my father and I always wanted to build a house together, so he was delighted. Among my friends, support was patchy. Some didn't believe I could do it at first. They waited until I had the first walls up before thinking, hey, he actually can build a house by himself. Others were on board right away, already imagining themselves having drinks on the porch when it was done. Among the people who helped me, there were about 50 friends, acquaintances, and people I met here. Yeah, it was quite a turnout. Sharing is part of the tiny house movement. That's a whole new way of thinking and cooperating, working together, of helping when you yourself have received help. I only succeeded in building this house because professionals shared their skills with me for free, without expecting anything from me. So I had to support the movement, pass on the torch, and maybe inspire others. I filmed absolutely everything. I put it all on the internet, trying to be as honest as possible about both the ups and downs of construction. I'm glad that when I turn around, I won't touch the other wall right away. I was afraid if I did this, I'd touch the edges. I'm happy. It's very luxurious. I guess it's the biggest thing I've ever owned. I used to wonder what drove people to own 3 dozen screwdrivers, which all look the same to me. Now I understand that each tool is specific. So now I get why people drool over a nice new toolkit or a new belt sander. At first, this was a solitary project. I even intended to travel by myself for a long time. But very soon, I became we, because 2 months into construction, I met my girlfriend. And we decided to go together. We're happy, and we can't wait to live in it.